which is pretty cool. And like I said, up to the tick 1500, in which I chose, I actually overestimated a bit too much there. Yeah, it's gonna still be at the smoothing angle. And if you want just to have stationary shot, just choose a tick like 500 to 550. I mean 1500. Click a specific point at 500, and it's going to stay there for the duration of the tick period. Now so that's pretty much smoothing in a nutshell. You can't smooth yourself, and you use your own view model to make a camera angle, and you use drive to move around. Now the way you get past this is to actually hire actors to reenact some scenes. In my case, a lot of my videos in which you want to remake, like if you want to see like a specific character do something, you have the idea. You can either make someone do what you want to do, so you're acting like a director. In this case, I had my clanmate Fat be a scout and do all this, and you can either do that. It's kind of hard to work with a lot of people, but you can either do that, or you can make him record a demo and you do whatever, and then he'll send you the demo. So what you do is you recreate scenes, and you kind of just pretty much hire as many actors as you want, for all these shots, and in the end you're gonna get, in my case, in this video I had my entire MD clan helping me out, and we had like 12 people in Mumble just all screwing around, and I was the camera, I was the director, and we all just messed around and we did all this. And it's actually quite fun if you do it with a couple of mates, and yeah, that's how you get past scenes in which you want your own view model in it as well. I'm quite proud to be a soldier in Subtitles Phantom video. So I'm in there. I'm a soldier on Grammar Pit. Probably can't find it now, but probably my biggest acting career highlight right there. So now once we've got, so that's smoothing. So what do you do when you want to see your own view model? It's actually, before I do that, I forgot to mention, when you're recording your smooth, a couple of things you need to do. You need to do CL, draw HUD 0, that gets rid of the HUD, and R, draw view model 0, that gets rid of the view model right there. And then you get to see the camera angle without all those things, and it just looks like a free cam going like that. So those two commands, really important when you do that. Now back to what I was getting at, third person views. So actually I don't need CL draw HUD. So what you can do now is, if you keep on moving on, you can actually press, get into courtyard here. When you type in third person, actually you need to go SV Cheats 1 first, and then you go third person. You got your own third person view right here, and the default is this back view at this particular distance, and it was all hunky-dory with that at the beginning, but now there's I didn't realize this. I came up with this, I was going through this entire list, and I saw these and I was like, oh my god, that's so cool. And then I realized everyone else was doing this 5 months ago, and so I was really behind the times, but these are really cool. And what these are the camera commands, and this actually alters your third person camera. And so look, what you do is, I'll go through them. You got cam, ideal, dist, which is distance. The default is 150. But if you want to make it go closer, you can go 100. much closer here. If you want it even closer, 50. Look at that. Next one on the list is cam ideal distance up. So that's cam ideal dist up, and that's how it goes up and down. And so in this case, our character is kind of off screen, so you can actually go cam ideal up -50. That makes it go down, and look, now he's centered. So that's all good. We've zoomed in, and we kind of focused him back into the middle. You can do cam ideal right, which is moving it horizontally. So if you want to do that, a lot of people like that kind of angle. So look, we got that over the shoulder type of angle right there. And then the last one is cam ideal yaw, which is the angle. So you can do 150, and look, you're right in front of him now. It's a bit close. I'm gonna move him back a bit, so cam ideal distance 8, and look at that beauty. You got, look at that close angle of yourself and whatever you do, and then you record this while it plays, and you're hunky-dory with that. And a lot of people, especially IQ, uses third-person views, perfectly. His X-Ray movie had some great angles, and actually, this is a very good angle right here. And so you can record that, and then you got a third person of your character, and something that people really like to do, like maybe 6 months ago, was actually using the PLDX recording tool to actually spin around the character while it's frozen. So what you can actually do here was, back in PLDX, it had certain commands bound in the config, and it's actually all this, in which you actually they actually change the yaw at by 20 every 75 ticks or so, and so what you get is a 360 spin while he's frozen. And so if you want to do that, you can either use this config from the PLDX config, or you could use the PLDX tool. And it's a really cool thing. Kind of got outdated because a lot of people just use kind of matrixy 360 spin with no relevance. I mean, you're just showing him doing a 360, frozen, doesn't show anything. So when you're doing all these third person and smooths, why exactly are you making them? Are they a filler, or are they showing that the enemy is coming, or is it a setup shot? You need to think about these carefully. You don't want to just make random smooths just for the hell of it, like I did in my second movie, Team Down. So those are the things that you can do with your point of view demos. You can also do a couple of things with your with STV. STV is vastly inferior to point of views for a couple of reasons, in which I'll go through now. So STVs, what it is that it has the point of views of every single player, which is a benefit. However, since it doesn't have a point of view of an actual point of view of a player, it actually can't drive at all, because it's its own mechanism, and that looks crazy right there. So with STV, a couple of things that you could do. You could go into free cam by pressing space a couple of times, and you can move around. Just got to resume, and look, you got yourself an angle like that or so, and just leave it there, and you're hunky-dory. Otherwise, something else you could do is you can, if you go to your soldier, you can stay in, there's a third person view. It's just you can't use those cam cam ideal dist and all that with STV to my better knowledge, if you can. Actually, I might as well try it right now. No, you can't, see? So, you know, you can't do that, so you're kind of limited by whatever it gives you right here. Sometimes it's cool when a character is up against a wall, because if it is, it actually gets closer like that, and so then you get the closer angles. Otherwise, a lot of the times, what I did in my State of Origin video is that since I didn't get a lot of point of views, I had to use a lot of STV. And so if you just press resume, what I did was that I bound, this was thanks to Seeker, I just get in his interview with OzFortress, at the beginning of his Spadebox video, he had this really cool 360 pan, and so, you know, what I found out was that here he had he bound left arrow, so the left arrow on your keyboard, to plus left, and you know, right with plus right. And what that actually does is that it actually moves left and right. So what in this case, you could either press left or right to actually spin around the actual soldier's third person view model. So if you go like so, you can actually just go hold left, and look, you got yourself a pretty cool 360 spin right there. And so that's alright. Main problem with STV in actually doing other angles, or actually doing any cinematography, is that you have to record at the same time you're doing your camera stuff. And so, you know, if you want to do a camera pan, what you have to do is actually press record and then move through it manually, and that's always really jittery and it's never smooth. So unless you're moving in a straight line or so. Actually, it can be smooth thanks to Seeker, and in that case, he actually, what you can actually do, if my goddamn demo doesn't screw up like so, so if you go resume, go slowly, you could actually, at the same time, you could press, you know how you have left and right, so if you press left, you look left, if you press right, you look right. Now, you can also move left and right. See, your arrows are looking left and right, and your A and D is moving left and right. And so what you can actually do is you can hold right and look left at the same time, and guess what? Oh, you get yourself a 360 pan of the map. Now, this kind of looks awkward, and you can actually change it by changing CL your speed to 90 or so, and that makes it a bit slower, and so you get yourself a slower 360 pan like that. Wow, that's quite amazing. So Seeker, you know, this is how he began Spadebox, and it's quite revolutionary. And yeah, sometimes this could be the best way in which you do things, because this is a way in which you can get a perfect circle. Otherwise, you know, you press record. So what you have to do is you press record and then you start doing that. Otherwise, you press record and you have to use your mouse and WASD to smooth, and you know, you don't want to do that. So that's smoothing, third person, and STV. You record all of those, and then you get yourself a bunch of clips. And then next, I'm going to be teaching you how you chuck all those into Sony Vegas, and you can make yourself a good video. That's cinematography. I spent quite a lot of time on that, but it's really important. Any questions, you can just feel free to post in my column on OzFortress or on my YouTube account. So yeah, feel free to mess around with that. This is where you can let your creativity explode, and I look forward to some really relevant, some really snazzy third person / smoothing camera angles, and I'll see you next time. Ciao.